Yeah, Big JTV, bruh. You know what time it is. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to talk about some freak nasty things. YouTube is definitely going to demonetize this video, eliminate my ads, give me that yellow, sign. But that's why I need y'all to support me, by liking the content. Consider joining the membership for exclusive content and any kind of support, man. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about really the key here is Cassie being cross-examined by the defense. Now, I'm not going to give you daily content for this. I'm not going to be the primary source y'all go to. Like I said, Armand Wiggins. Go to Myron Gaines. Fed Reacts. You got to go to that. You got to go to DJ Academics. I'm not that guy, pal. I'm not. But I am somebody who's going to give you maybe a rundown and give y'all some commentary on the side and maybe entertain y'all, because this is nuts. This is crazy, almost as crazy as this Denver versus OKC game 6, which it looks like is going to go to game 7 because Denver is winning. They're up, goddamn, I think it looks like 12 points right now. But let's see Wagwan. What happened? What happened today? What happened today is that we learned and realized that Diddy and Cassie were just in a very toxic relationship, and they were full-blown junkies, sex-addicted junkies. We did not learn much of what we didn't know, or at least have an idea already, man. In other words, we didn't learn a whole lot of new-ish. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We didn't learn a whole lot. What we did learn, though, I say this, is that when they were reading Cassie's text towards Diddy, is that Cassie herself is very freaky. Cassie herself was also a drug addict. That their entire relationship hinged on drugs and freak-offs. What am I talking about? I'll make it very, very clear, right? There was a lot of texts that the defense, right, were doing the cross-examination. They were showing and saying aloud texts of her loving freak-offs, right? This sounded extremely consensual. It sounded like a woman who was in love with her rich, famous, borderline pimp. Because this sounds like a pimp-hoe relationship, man. Because what happened here, at least from what was going on in the cross-examination, is that Cassie kept on saying she did all these things because she was in love. She said she's a drug addict. She used to be a drug addict, especially on opioids. She said Diddy was a drug addict. They were doing Molly, ecstasy, ketamine, pills, Xans, Snow, Tucci, KGB, everything you can imagine they taking it all. The freak-offs will last them 4 or 5 days. These are crazy, insane sessions. And the wildest part about it is the husband, Cassie Ventura's baby daddy. Keep in mind, Cassie is 8 months pregnant. She about to pop. She about to pop any moment now. And he has to hear all that nasty, grimy, degenerate-ish that was happening during the freak-offs. And they got into detail with it. What was the defense trying to do? The defendant, they were trying to say that Cassie and Diddy were in a consensual relationship, and none of this will fall under the RICO Act of sex trafficking. That she was not only a willing participant, but she pressed the issue. She was his fun girl. She was his side piece, right? Crazy, shocking things happened during that cross-examination, right? It was also revealed that Diddy overdosed from painkillers in 2012. 2012, he overdosed on the pain pills. It was exposed that they had multiple jealous, You know what I mean? Arguments. They fought a lot. So much so to the point that Cassie thought she was the main chick when really it was Kim Porter was the main one. You know what I mean? Cassie thought she was the main chick. Then Diddy started seeing this Asian girl called Gina. And they used to argue all about it. Diddy introduced Cassie to Kid Cudi, a music connection. And then Diddy got mad at Cassie because Kid Cudi and Cassie was getting it on. They was getting it in. So much so to the point they had a whole meeting. And so much so it goes to that story of Diddy blowing up Cudi's car. You know what I mean? It got crazy. It got crazy during the cross-examination. And the fact remains is, at least from what I noticed here, at least from what I've seen, it sounds like two junkies. This sounds like Bobby and Whitney, man. We've seen this before. This sounds like Bobby and Whitney, man. The greatest singer of all time, Whitney Houston, and one of the best R&B artists, Bobby Brown, a drug-fueled relationship filled with jealousy, filled with abuse. And here's the thing, I think it was abuse on both ends. At least they opened up that portal, because if anything Diddy should go down for, it's abuse. Because an abuse, at least on the domestic front, what am I trying to say here? He abused his power in order to even start seeing Cassie, because she was seeing a guy called Ryan something, right? Ryan Phillips, something, I forget the name. Anyways, regardless of that, she was seeing an older man who was producing for Bad Boy, right? And that Ryan dude, right, was her boyfriend until she met Diddy, right? And she was dating that man, Ryan Leslie, by the way. And she was dating that man for 3 years, and then she met Diddy, and then she chose up. So Diddy was using his power. Keep in mind, this Ryan Leslie guy was working for Diddy. So this relationship of Cassie and Diddy is all about jealousy, is all about petty arguments, is all about drugs, is all about sex, is all about freak out. It is nasty work, right? But in my mind, at least from what I'm reading, what I'm noticing, it seems consensual. He did abuse her. He did. He abused his power. He maybe abused her mentally, obviously physically. But I'm saying this, that's not what the crimes that he's being charged on. This is not Cassie versus Diddy. This is Diddy versus the feds. And I think that Diddy's going to beat this for the simple fact that the feds tried to have a plea agreement with him so that he, could. So they tried to plead with him twice, I believe, before the trial. And he said, nah, he's taking it all the way. And I think if they can prove that this was consensual, Diddy's not going to jail. But I'm saying this, Diddy should go to jail for beating her behind, bro. And for being a cruel, narcissistic, disrespectful guy. Is that the crime that he's being charged with? No, it's not. So I think this cross is going to keep on going. I'm doing a live stream tomorrow. I want y'all to slide in and come pull up. We're going to have a good time. But this is a wild case, man. Freaky couple, man. Nasty work, man. Anyways, bro, Big JTV. Get in the comments. I want to hear what y'all think. I'm not getting monetized, so like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Join the membership. Support your boy, man. It really keeps me going. Let's go. I'm out.